bitter. We talked about last week about two bitter old men, and Bret Hart, and he had something else saying wrestling's pathetic for him now. But man, the things that people have to say about things, whether it's good or bad, I want to talk about. So on his podcast a few weeks ago, friend of the program, 3,000 plus episodes. This is my version of professional wrestling and storytelling. Y'all know Bad Bunch is going on, right? I just hope, he got on, something to protect himself from somebody's, hands on the last, right? But it made me start thinking, because this made me go with my AEW point and thinking how they're not building storylines to me. They're so confusing over in AEW that the greatness that could be there is not coming. This isn't the new NXT that's just straight ass. Sorry if you like NXT. I could not get into it at all. I just can't. It's like I'm watching Blow all over again. 40 Ladies of Wrestling. That's really how I feel when I watch NXT. It's like I'm back in 1987.
Some viewers may find the following video disturbing. Viewer discretion is advised.
Yeah! Perfect Plex Radio! We about to go live on him. Mike Knoxxx. That's with 3 X's cause he's hardcore. Are y'all ready? We about to give y'all something special. You ready? Let's go! At the Monday Night Raw, what you getting in? Perfect Plex Radio, got them listening. Mike Knoxxx, from Cena to The Rock, or whatever wrestler is hot. News to interviews, this a one-stop shop. Matter of fact, let me give you more choices. You could call in and be the voice with the voiceless. So what you waiting on? Let's get it cracking. Let's talk wrestling, that's enough rapping. Perfect Plex Radio. Simply, we about to give y'all something special. You ready? Let's go!
And y'all know what it is already, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to Unpopular Reviews, the Mike Knoxxx Show. I am your host, Mike Knoxxx. And indeed, I spell my name with 3 X's because like today's conversations, you got to have some grown, put your grown pants on. Be a grown person about this. I am hardcore. People, listen. You got a lot. I got a lot. Wrestling has had a lot to discuss this week. So we're going to discuss my favorite topics today on the Mike Knoxxx Show. The week in wrestling, we already know. The new WWE World Heavyweight Championship belt has been unveiled. We shall talk about that as I am a belt king. So I will continue to shine in all my kingdoms that I do when it comes to championship belts. Also, we what is that? How come How come you have a much longer intro? Because I'm Mike Knoxxx and Trinity Fatu Filet Mignon herself makes her Impact debut. Actually coming up this weekend when we saw that she's there. She signed with them. The WWE draft was this past week. Who you think guys think is winning so far? Fantasy warfare, we're going to bring it back. Except for tonight, we hoping to have no warfare happen. Apparently, backstage, last time we had fantasy warfare, all kind of shit hit the fan. So make sure you duck this time if some shit get thrown at you, because last thing you want is shit on your fingers, okay? And then the biggest question of the day, which has been crazy in the wrestling circles this week, is this lawsuit. Yet again, Vincent Kenny McMahon, VKM himself, but not just him, Stephanie McMahon. And a lot of other executives are being sued again. So I asked her the question, and I will answer it later. Is WWE racist? Well, I have a lot to say about that. So thank you guys for listening. Make sure you like, follow, and subscribe to this program. Follow us on all our social medias. You can follow us on all our podcasts right there as well. After this show and after every other show we have here on Unpop Review Wrestling, make sure you check us out. But people, as you already heard, the plethora, the smorgasbord of things I have to talk about. Y'all thought I was going another week without saying smorgasbord or plethora? Please. I'm a black man from the South Side Chicago by way of Philadelphia. I only have about 15 big words I can use. All right, I'm just but I will say this. No, not racist, just very insensitive. Well, I'm going to answer that question later. Okay, and that's shocking coming from you as well. But today, first, y'all know what it is. Last week, we got off this show. It was being said when we were on the show, Dice and King Vaughn Jr. Make sure you follow my team. Please, I apologize. Let me digress. Let me backtrack, if you will. All right. 301 King Vaughn Jr. on the Twitter. Been holding me down for 10 years. The social media icon to the Ayatollahs and rock and rollers. But this is the show the pros listen to. And also check me out backstage. My producer holding me down, Dice Man. That's Dice Man 302, I think. But I make sure I get in the show. Never give out his Twitter before, but y'all know who he is. So make sure y'all follow him all his social media platforms. Matter of fact, Dice, just put it in the chat so I can put it up on the board. All right. So here we go. But today, last week we were here, and all the talk was about Mr. Phil Brooks is outside. So it got people wondering. Triple H comes on. The WWE has a very big announcement to make. Everybody's like, oh. Even my dumb ass was like, shit, maybe it's The Rock, yo. Like, what if they got CM Punk? I'm just saying, what if they got CM Punk? I don't know. The last thing I expected was Triple H to unveil a new world title. And it's funny because Dice brought this up in our chat, and I was going to break it here today, so don't think I took this from you, okay? But as he unveiled this title, he completely shitted over our tribal chief because he said, we need a champion that's a workhorse. We need a champion that's going to be here. And wherever Roman gets drafted, the undisputed World Heavyweight WWE Championship will go with him. So because of this, let's introduce a secondary belt. Now, from the jump, and I always say this, I said I will never say again, I said this, you said that, we said this, as this is the show for the intelligent wrestling fan. Many of us out there immediately said, oh, that's Big Goatee 2.0. I called it Big Goatee with a stamp. It's like, it's Big Goatee. They threw a big-ass stamp of the WWE logo on this belt. And he says, hey, this is going to be a title. We're going to have a tournament for this. It's going to move on. We're going to find out later who's in that tournament and so forth. But he did say that we need a champion that's going to stick around. I thought like, wow, but if anybody can handle the heat, a la Brock Lesnar defeating the Streak at WrestleMania, yeah, I said it. Don't get mad at me. Yeah, he beat y'all boy, okay? He beat your boy. And only to me, Brock Lesnar could have handled the heat that came from that. So when Triple H unveils this belt, I'm like, cool. I love it. Now, as a belt king, guys, if you can just indulge me for a second, right? Because we're the wrestling network, right? Everybody complains and bitches about titles. Look at this thing, man. Look at it. Look at it. As Dice would say, admire it. Now love it. Okay? How can you not like this belt? How can you not like this belt? Look, first of all, you can see the line. First of all, I'm a Leo. All right. I say that all the time. All right. So I love lions. It's double lions on it. Okay? It got diamonds in it. Okay? This is exactly Big Goatee. But we're going to put a stamp on it and give you the WWE Championship. So everybody was complaining and bitching and moaning because, damn it, it's Monday night. Damn it, we're wrestling fans. Damn it, we're all fans.
Interesting. Where were you guys? Where were you guys this whole weekend when you were calling me an unprofessional piece of shit?
Because you're fickle, okay? But he debuts this title, and I gotta say, all my belt kings, first of all, shout out to my kicks are my fix, nephew Corey, ordered the motherfucker day one. I'm sorry I'm giving your business out, but you did. If I didn't give his business out, hell, you posted it, okay? He already bought the belt, okay? I want this title. It's on print. You don't even get it until October. That's how much money that guy got, by the way, King Von G. He could pay that money for this belt that only get it in October. You know what I'm saying? I'm not doing that. I got to pay rent. I got to pay my YouTube TV. I got to pay for StreamYard. I got to pay for It's Time for Learning. Shit, I got to pay for I got too much to pay for than to pay for something I can't get to October. But damn, I look at this belt, guys, and I'm like, wrestling fans are complaining and bitching again? Have you seen some of the titles that are out there? Remember the 24/7 championship? Let's bitch about that. That was ugly. Let's bitch about even the cruiserweight title. That was ugly. I know some of you guys like purple, okay? But that belt was ugly. This belt is a beautiful work of art. I cannot wait to have it hanging back here in my bedroom. Z says, I'm still undecided how I feel about it. I think it needs a little bit more color. It can use a little bit more color. The Lions do pay homage to the Big Goldie, which, in my opinion, is the greatest champion of a lot of people's opinion. That's the greatest belt of all time. Okay, but I think it's not the craftsmanship of the belt that I think people loved about that belt. That's who was the champions about that belt. That's just me, just where I sit at that. Corey is getting that as a gift for Halloween. Maybe. Hopefully I can get it as a gift for somebody. So you want to, you can holler at me. You want to send me the belt. Matter of fact, we have a Patreon. Okay, you can subscribe to the Patreon, and I can have this belt and it'll be on the wall behind me, and I'll make sure I put your name on it. Okay, that puts the money in for the Patreon. Scott Malone, what's going on, Scott? Hey, Raw needs the belt, in my opinion. The Chief can only chief so much. Well, first of all, have you seen Keith Chief and Snoop Dogg and all them other chiefs? You can chief every day. Okay, so first of all, let's get that understood. No, please, no color. That IC belt is pretty too. I love the Intercontinental title, but I think personally, after a full week, this is to me the best belt in wrestling in the WWE right now. I think it's absolutely gorgeous and absolutely beautiful. I cannot wait to get my hands on it. I hate when wrestling fans say, bring back this, bring back that. One thing WWE will always do is evolve their shit. They do that. Always moving forward, never backwards. Stupid. Here's another classic. I'm glad they didn't bring back Big Goldie because I think it's time to let sleeping dogs lie. And kind of what you're saying there, Mike, just let that classic stay a classic. Let's not. I'm more in what you said, Dice, also in the chat is that, and a lot of fans didn't, let this gloss by them. It is because it's the show for us intelligent wrestling fan. Every intelligent wrestling fan was like, did he just shit on Roman? Because he really did shit on Roman in that. But again, Roman can take that heat. So I ask you now that we have this beautiful beam footage of a championship, who should be the champion? Who should we put with this belt, right? Like we had the draft. So some people on this list, when we first came out, right, Dice and I were watching, y'all all know by now, we watch wrestling every Monday in the parties on Xbox, all the other good shit. You want to come join a good party, come on over. Not the baby part. But we were like, damn, we want to see Bobby Lashley. We was like, damn, we want to see this person. We was like, well, shit, Bobby's going to SmackDown, so he can't have this belt. I thought, well, give Finn the run that Finn never got. Well, shit, he on SmackDown now. He can't get this belt either. So it led me to think about these other people that can have this belt. And that gives us Gunther, right? That gives us Seth freaking Rollins, Cody Rhodes. I hate to y'all. I know I got to say this, guys. I know you're going to be mad that I say this, but Brock Lesnar can get this belt. How about Drew McIntyre? Because he is coming over to Raw, okay, can have this belt. So that it actually gives you a lot of people that can actually have this title. But I ask you, are we forgetting someone who I think will be this first champion or should be this first champion? How about this man right here? Randall Keith Orton. Where has he been? He should be here. If you're going to move Finn, if you're going to move Bobby, I'm sorry, Seth. I'm sorry, Cody. I'm sorry. You want to make this title legitimate? Why not? Why not? Because if Cody takes it off of him, if anybody goes against Randall Keith Orton for this belt, it solidifies the belt automatically. It's a reason why AEW gave the first title to Chris Jericho. Let's just be real here, y'all. Let's just, I'm going to say, come on here. Let's keep it a bean. Okay? If you'd have put that belt on anybody else from the elite other than Chris Jericho, it wouldn't have mattered as much. Okay? Putting it on an established wrestler, no, not saying none of these guys aren't, those guys, but just saying, you put this championship belt, every first champion. I get that Finn had the first one and that wasn't a big name, but they were trying to make it a big name. And our 40 got hurt, but that, gives credit to other wrestling fans that are intelligent to say, shit, he's too little. Randy's not. Randy's been gone long enough. Randy's a workhorse. Give Randy Orton this belt, in my opinion. But I move on. Listen, guys, we're going to take a break. We'll be right back here on the Mike Knoxxx Show. We get to all your comments momentarily. Make sure you check us out because, damn it, where have you been for 15 years?
Yeah!
Out here listening to me?
Yeah!
You owe me money.
Yeah!
I want it, damn it. And that's the bottom line. We'll be right back, y'all.
Before I say this, let me get all of my pauses out of this. Two big meaty men slapping meat.
He says, hey, I'm a big guy. Pause. I'm a big meaty guy.
Match was lackluster. Big meaty men didn't do a lot of meat, and it was not very big. So I don't know. I'm gonna give this segment.
Dynamite. What was going on?
That is a clip.
That is definitely a clip.
You know, no pun intended. I'm giving this segment a D.
I'm giving that 2 Fs.
So let's get this straight. They're big meaty men that weren't showing the meat, but you give it a D.
Big meaty men showing the meat, but you give it the D.
Big meaty men giving us a D.
Not give it us. Not give it us.
Yeah, and it's not very big or meaty.
That's great.
Yeah. Anyways. Oh, sure, mate.
She said, and I quote, and it's not very big. I'm sorry. It is literally one of my all-time favorite clips here on the network. I'm sorry. I thought that thing was absolutely hilarious. Welcome back to the Mike Knoxxx Show here on Unpopular Review Entertainment on our YouTube page, our Facebook page, Twitter page, Twitch page. You got a page, we're there. Just don't bring Paige unless you have the camera because I saw that video and that was nasty. No one had a condom. Just saying. They passed her around raw dogged. Okay? That was nasty. Okay? I'm rewatching Queen Sugar and he said, I didn't rape that woman. She said, just sleep with her. He said, well, you know, we hired an escort service. She said, a prostitute? That's nasty. You know, if you had a condom or not, that stuff is nasty. Okay? So, guys, this week we were privileged. We were hyped. I had hyped it for 2 weeks here about the draft and who would be drafted. And damn it, we got our answer. We had the draft this past Thursday, and I gotta say, damn it, what the H? And I say that right because here's always been my problem with the draft. Y'all know the saying that we all use all the time, right? Make it make sense, right? How the fuck does it make sense that if you're Raw or SmackDown, yeah, thank you. Like, I'm looking at this, right? I'm looking at Street Profits. I'm looking at Imperium. I'm looking at Edge. I'm looking at Riddle in the second round. I'm truthfully looking at Becky Lynch and Cody Rhodes, okay? I'm thinking, yeah, whoever gets the first pick, no shit. You're taking the tribal chief in the bloodline, but they don't take the bloodline. That's the story here. They only take Sikoa, shit, I can't even say his goddamn name. Solo Sikoa, Roman Reigns, and Paul Heyman. Okay, the Usos does not get drafted yet. They'll be drafted tonight. Okay, then Raw goes next and takes Cody Rhodes. Okay, not a bad pick. Bianca Belair comes back to SmackDown. I'm thinking, okay, Raw, you gotta go with the Eradicator, right? No. Why? Because later on we find out that the entire damn Judgment Day, I believe, was drafted to SmackDown. Okay? But in the second round, we get the Street Profits, Imperium, Edge, and then Matt Riddle. Then we move on to the third and fourth rounds. And I'm still sitting like, oh, snap. They finally take Bobby Lashley. Drew McIntyre. Okay, I know that Dice was happy. That's his guy. What do you say? There's no club. There's only one club that matters, and that's the OC. But you take the Miz? The Miz goes that early in the third round? Okay, so many things on the board. Damage control. What happened to all the dirt sheets? Hashtag Def the Dirt Sheets. They're breaking up damage control. Damage Control's breaking up. They got to break up Damage Control. They're going to have a draft. Well, Damage Control all got drafted together. Shinsuke Nakamura to Raw. Fire and Dawn to SmackDown. Why? Indy Hartwell to Raw. Okay, so we tried to put on a prediction show, right? It was pretty good to the end. All right, I apologize for those who were watching how it ended abruptly, but I digress. But I looked at this and I'm thinking, well, at least we had rules, whether I liked the rules or not. We had rules. Like, why do you take Indy Hartwell so high, right? Why is Dawn and them coming up so high? Why am I taking Damage Control as a whole? That you like the group, that's fine, but you still got Finn. And I get, and this is the thing about WWE and why I do not like the draft sometimes. It's exciting as it can be. We're going to get a new start. Make it make sense, right? They're like, well, these guys can be only drafted tonight. And these guys can be drafted on Raw. Okay, I get it, for the benefit of those who have televisions. Okay, I get it. But what the fuck? Okay, Bobby Lashley in the third round makes no damn sense. Okay, end the discussion. Now, the totals tallies for Raw and SmackDown that we have so far after everything was over, I think it was the supplemental draft as well, or ended up, we got, like I said, Cody, Becky, Imperium, Matt Riddle, Drew McIntyre, The Miz, Shinsuke Nakamura, Indy Hartwell. Those are the big hitters for Raw. SmackDown, the Bloodline, not really, just, 3/5 of them, okay? Bianca Belair, Street Profits, together. Like, when we saw Bianca get drafted, if you know the modern WWE, which we're going to talk about that again later, difference between yesteryear and today, okay? Shout out to my man Phil, who, I believe he came up with this. I'm going to try to give him the credit because I believe he said it first, because I always copy people that have good things to say. And he said, Vince only keeps the women on the road to keep the boys busy. Well, now they all married. So you're not going to have a wife here and a husband over here. So when Bianca Belair came, we knew Street Profits, at least we knew Montez Ford was coming. Edge, Bobby Lashley. I'm still taking Bobby Lashley before I take Edge. Edge only has so many years left. I don't understand that pick, but okay. The OC, Damage Control, and these people from NXT that honestly, I don't, again, I told you, me watching NXT is like me watching gorgeous ladies of wrestling. It just doesn't entertain me at all, other than like 10% of the roster entertains me. But you're looking at these first two rounds and I'm asking myself like, damn, that was the best news of the week was the World Heavyweight Championship. It wasn't a draft because the draft made no sense. You got like, with these guys, like, how do you make Omos a free agent? Like, I get Brock Lesnar being a free agent. I get The Rock or Trish Stratus being a free agent. Why the fuck is Omos a free agent? He ain't even won a title. But he's a free agent? Make it make sense, WWE. I'm sorry, I'm here for you. I've been here for 40 fucking years. That makes no sense. It needs to be adjusted. And then again, you cannot have a draft where it's just the person we know in charge of creative making the picks. What made the draft even interesting, which they tried a little bit with the NXT locker room, was you had people back. Remember the first draft, y'all? When everybody was in one room and they were just getting shocked they were getting called. And even the last time I had the draft, you had SmackDown representatives, you had USA representatives. It was like, ooh, remember me and Dice talking about it like, yo, this feels like I'm watching an NFL draft. Like these teams are really, dissecting what they're going to pick. And then you give me that nonsense. I don't quite get it. That was the supplemental side. Okay. Just none of it makes sense to me. And hopefully tonight it all turns together and makes its way to making sense. Okay. But what do the comments say? Anything on this draft? Because I want to move on to something I've been begging to bring back, which is this fantasy warfare.
This was a supplemental draft.
Okay. This was a supplemental draft. Okay, thank you for that. So we have the Viking Raiders, Dexter Loomis, Candice LeRae, Maximum Male Models, Zoe Starks, JD Madonna, Apollo Crew. Oh, he got his last name back. Okay, talk about that a little bit later too. Natty, Sonya Deville, and Kelsey Green, and SmackDown gets hit row of Lacey Evans. Again, seems unfair. If I got to grade these people on drafts, right? Like who's winning so far? It's like, why is Raw even here anymore? Like, we know in our hearts of being fans that SmackDown has been the best show in recent memory. We know that, right? But we've also known Raw is their flagship. We felt Raw is still a bigger deal. It's 3 hours. It's still Monday Night Raw. It technically actually is a little bit more. It's been around. It's more fan. I think it even still gets better ratings than Raw. What doesn't make any sense to me in all of this is Raw is getting shafted. Indy been ready. If Mandy Rose was around, she would have been taken. Well, of course, but and Indy, but she's hurt now, and that I wonder how that's going to pan out as well. With her being hurt, and a lot of these girls have been hurt. The draft was trash. Well, duh. The new belt is definitely needs some color. Z-Man is right. Good afternoon, Knoxxx. Well, I like all gold. All right. Anybody ever watch I'm Gonna Get You, Sucker? Okay. I have an overdose of gold. There's nothing wrong with OGing. Okay, that belt is perfectly fine. No, don't need to add no color to that. And I've seen some edits of people in the belt community that have made it. There was one I saw that it added like the blue to it, like a little blue tint around the world other than the black world. I thought that one was kind of okay, but I'm okay with the belt. So don't sit there and tell me, belt collector, you're not going to buy that belt. I know you're going to buy that belt, okay? So, but what I want to talk about right now, guys, is something that it's a passion project of mine. Okay, this goes back to my Fox Sports days. Shout out to the Wrestling Summit, the Wrestling Marks of Excellence, and that team over there that we did excellent work with together for all those years. We had a thing. We had, the knockouts of the day I should do, which y'all got me in trouble today. I'm going through my old timeline. It's like, damn, we had a lot of damn smut on there. Okay, really did. Okay, and the knockouts of the days. But I'm bringing back fantasy warfare. Seeing Lashley get drafted to SmackDown just tells me that he will settle his old score with Roman. I'm fine with that. I don't believe that for shit. Okay, him getting drafted to SmackDown to me tells me he's going to be what he is, an Intercontinental Champion or U.S. Champion. That's what that says to me. Okay, I know that others believe it. It's not that I don't think he can do it. I just don't think the company's going to do it, and that's him beat Roman. That's just me. But fantasy warfare, you guys talk about it all the time. It's out there everywhere. Vaughn's back here with a damn fantasy faction shirt on for one of his little groups he's a part of. Everybody got fantasy this and fantasy that. You know what? Fuck fantasy. You know why? Because fantasy fucking ruined Madden football. It ruined every damn video game in the world because everybody want to have fucking microtransactions now because you suck in real life and you want to use money to try to make yourself look better, but you suck. So I'm going to do it fair and square. Fantasy warfare, people. That's going to give you two competitors, two gladiators, your favorites of all time, okay? Excuse me. Like Charlotte Flair is the greatest women's wrestler of all time. Now, fantasy warfare, 30-minute time limit or TV time remaining. You know how it used to be on your Saturday mornings, right? Or when Raw would, or TBS, it was like 6:50. You knew the damn baseball came on at 7:05. So they give you that dumbass or TV time remaining. This would be pissed. You look at the clock and be like, what the fuck they mean? What TV time remaining? 1-on-1 regular match for the title. Winner takes all. Who you got? And in our first one, it's a good one. Oh, my brothers testified. I'm going to take a break after this because I ain't going to get cussed out by none of you intelligent wrestling fans. Fuck you, okay? Just comment below and let me know what you think, okay? We got the phenomenal AJ Styles, multiple-time world champion in every federation he's ever been to, arguably one of the greatest pound-for-pound in-ring competitors in wrestling history as far as technical is being concerned. What do you want to say about this guy? What you thought he couldn't do in Impact, what you thought he couldn't do as a young guy, he gained the WWE, he came to the flagship, and he showed he could do that, and he's a bona fide Hall of Famer, and to me, one of the top guys this company has had in the last 15, 20 years. AJ Styles, you already know, they don't want none, okay? Well, you about to get some. Because over here, you got the guy that everyone gets compared to, in my opinion, Randy Macho Man Savage. Okay? We're talking about a match that has been over 33 years or 30-something plus years ago between him and one Ricky the Dragon Steamboat that many still put as the number one favorite match of all time as far as a wrestling match at WrestleMania is concerned. I know Taker and Michaels, what that brought in a storyline and everything kind of surpassed that. But as far as technical in the ring, people still go back to Savage Steamboat WrestleMania 3. This man could wrestle out of a paper bag. They're talking about before its time. Like my wife and I are talking today about, man, I wish they bring back like Different World. a different world today, but they would probably really fuck it up, right? But was it before its time? No, it was right on time. Macho Man was right on time. He is arguably the greatest Intercontinental champion of all time, some would say. Multiple-time World Wrestling Federation heavyweight champion, WCW champion, and so forth, and in many movies. And arguably, next to Hit 'Em Up and No Vaseline, the greatest diss record of all time. Be a man, Hogan! Be a man! Okay, so who you guys got in this fantasy warfare? We'll be right back after this, and we'll find out. And after that, actually, we're going to come back to the week in pro wrestling history, but we'll be right back after these messages. And damn it, I don't think no one ever gave me the message right now, so we're going to go straight into the week in wrestling. We'll be right back, y'all, because I didn't get no damn shit in my goddamn shit. So this is for you, Chris.
I have the insights to do it.
Yo, it's crime time. EST. Soul Man, Rocky Johnson. It's the Honky Tonk Man, NWO. Can you smell what The Rock is cooking? UPR and Around the Blocks give to you This Week in Wrestling History with King Von.
Hello there, this is King Von Jr. of the Victorious Ones podcast and Perfect Plex Talk Radio here to give you your week in wrestling history. On May 1st, 2000, on Monday Night Raw, this was when Edge and Christian came out and introduced the 5-second pose. So, of course, for the benefit of those with flash photography, as we all know. On this day in 2003, Miss Elizabeth died as a result of acute toxicity in Marietta, Georgia. She was only 42 years old. Of course, on this day in 2016, WWE Payback took place, and Roman Reigns defeated AJ Styles in a classic match, one that tore the house down to retain the WWE Championship. On May 2nd, 2005, on an episode of Monday Night Raw, Shawn Michaels defeated Shelton Benjamin after Shelton had done a springboard off the ropes, and HBK hit him with the Sweet Chin Music. On May 3rd, 1987, in Dallas, Texas, WCWA held the 4th annual Von Erich Memorial Parade in honor of David and Mike Von Erich. On May 4th, 2014, Extreme Rules took place, and of course on this card, the Shield defeated Evolution, and of course after Roman Reigns and Batista with a Superman punch, followed by the Spirit to seal the deal for the first team, and Bray Wyatt defeated John Cena in a steel cage match, in a rematch of WrestleMania 30. And of course on May 5th, Cinco de Mayo, of course, this was the day that WWE officially became the World Wrestling Federation, officially became WWE. So this is when the slogan came out, was say "Get the F out," and this is because of the lawsuit with the World Wildlife Fund. So it's when WWF officially became WWE. And on the same day, it just happened that the infamous plane ride from hell took place on the same day, which was of course evident in Dark Side of the Ring. So as far as birthdays, on May 2nd, Zoe Lucas turns 31. Pat McAfee turns 36. Caitlin Croft turns 43. The Rock turns 51. Big Boss Man actually would have turned 60. Demolition Smash turns 73. May 3rd, Stu Hart would have turned 108. So that is your week in wrestling history review. Mike Knoxxx back to you.
Yo, it's crime time. EST. Soul Man, Rocky Johnson. It's the Honky Tonk Man, NWO. Can you smell what The Rock is cooking? UPR and Around the Blocks give to you This Week in Wrestling History with King Von.
And my bad, Jack.
One without the other isn't any good. Oh, I knew he was going to do that.
Is that better? Are you okay? So who you guys got in this matchup? Okay, Dice, I was looking at the chat. I know I'm not supposed to do that. I didn't put them up when I wasn't here. Okay, I didn't put them up. But
no, it's all good. It's all good. It's a lot. It was a lot going on.
Split. Okay,
it was a lot going on. So yeah, it's all good.
I am truly going with Macho Man here. It's not even close to me.
Now I gotta ask you because you're an old school guy. You're an old school guy, and I get it. Macho Man is great, but is he really the greatest technical wrestler? You're going to put Macho Man over Mr. Perfect?
We're not talking.
I think that
right now. I'm
just saying. You said okay. For the way that I watch wrestling, I like in-ring prowess, right? AJ Styles, one of the greatest technical guys. Macho Man, one of the greatest technical guys, right? But I would personally want to see Perfect versus Macho Man. I think that the old school nostalgia of this taints the greatness of AJ Styles.
Well, let me answer
and the
that.
argument because
we've seen Perfect versus Macho Man.
Yeah.
Okay.
We did.
So, second, there's a difference for me between, and we've had this conversation all the time, right? When it comes to technical wrestler, right, versus WWE entertainment technical wrestler, right? So as far as lock for lock, hold for hold, move for move, no, I think AJ has him there. But I'm thinking like the rules state, and again,
entertainment,
entertainment-wise, Macho Man's way more entertaining to me than AJ Styles is in the ring. His mannerisms, how he treated Miss Elizabeth, everything he did to me was in the when he would point there from he's on his tippy toes, and he's just everything Macho Man did in this match. I think with a 30-minute time limit for the Intercontinental Heavyweight Championship, I'm taking Macho Man. That's all.
Okay. Touche.
What do I have next on the board? And I saw the chat was a little bit split there as well.
It definitely is split. It is definitely a split. You could definitely see the age gap of the viewers. We got our older guys. They're definitely going with the Macho, and we got our 34, 35 and under going with AJ, which is fine. But I'm just saying, greatness can be surpassed. That's all that's it. It can be surpassed, and I think at this point in time that Macho Man has been surpassed by guys like AJ Styles, by a Seth Rollins, by a Kenny Omega. And speaking of Kenny Omega, we're gonna go into this next slide. I said it. Next slide. I'm out. Yeah.
I agree that greatness can be surpassed unless it's hip hop. Okay. I'm going to always argue that point that a rapper doesn't matter if someone has better numbers than themselves and album wise to me. Biggie's the greatest MC of all time. I'm not saying AJ's not a higher on the list, probably even than Macho Man. I'm not debating that. I'm debating a one-on-one match, fair rules, no disqualification, no OC allowed at ringside. One-on-one match, I'm taking Macho Man. And then
let's do it on 2K tonight. 2K23, let's do it tonight.
Let's do it and stream it. Okay. So also we got Mr.Perfect, the one you were just talking about, the one you think's the greatest. All right. Versus everybody's new wrestling god, which, okay, I have to admit that some bitch is pretty damn good. Okay. I just don't like the guy's character. Okay. To me, I used the line we used last week. We were talking about Conan when Conan mentioned about Jay White. You take away this good damn wrestler from Kenny Omega. What the fuck is his character? Because I don't fucking know. Dweeb? Nerd? They go to Cracker Barrel, for heaven's sakes. I'm sorry, Cracker Barrel, that you gonna give me some money? I'm not gonna retort this. Your fucking food's nasty. Okay? I'm not going to Cracker Barrel. Okay, that's disgusting. But we're not here to discuss that. We're talking about one-on-one match. Mr.Perfect versus Kenny Omega. Fantasy warfare. You want to go ask yourself, I'm going to ask myself the same question. Damn, will I ever cheer for like the younger person over the older person? I don't know. Because I got to say this, and I'm going to be honest with you. Damn it, I just cheated myself. I would take Omega in this. And I'm being honest. I'm being honest when I say this, right? Because you just mentioned, Dice, the older, the new, it's like I saw a thing today that said, has LeBron James overshadowed Stephen Curry's greatness? Because how great he is. Yeah, he actually kind of has stunted to me, Curry, because it's LeBron. It has gone from Kobe's league to LeBron's league. And it's been LeBron's league, and it hasn't stopped being LeBron's league, in my opinion. But I'm taking in this match. Okay, I don't know what you're knowing me right now. Oh, you know what I'm saying about the overshadow?
No. I just gotta say this. I'm sorry. I'm head buttoning your shit right now. I'm supposed to be producing. I can't let the blasphemy stand on. Listen, the reason why they are shooting more 3-pointers is Stephen Curry. So I would split that and say it's 50-50, definitely, because the young guys that are playing in the game now, they definitely admire LeBron. But those guys that came before these young guys, the Anthony Edwards, the Jason Tatums, the Jaylen Browns, the Devin Bookers, they know who Kobe is. They know who Kobe is, and they will still put Kobe over Bron. So I would argue that I would put Steph over Bron for his influence on the play style of basketball. Not the stats, but the play style, how people look at moving the rock. That's all I'm saying.
For me, it's when I think they brought the question, it was not what Steph has not done for the league. It's a matter about who you think of when you think about the first thing that comes to mind. You think about basketball. LeBron James is going to overshadow him, and I'm looking at Perfect. I'm looking at the like to this day, the executive consultant does this for Mr. Perfect. Who doesn't still spit out their gum and smack it because of Mr. Perfect? Every time, right? He's compared.
Could you tally that up if you could? Tally up the votes for that. I can't keep track of it right now.
And I moved you backstage. So I don't have no headset on. So when you're talking, it's coming through my mic, right? So, not my mic, but you get what I'm saying. But I'm looking at this match, and I'm giving you the credit of today's world, right? I still think Macho Man wins because AJ, to me, is still not today's wrestler, although he can wrestle today and yesterday. That's not what I'm saying when I say this. Kenny Omega, today's moves would really hurt to be Mr. Perfect, right? And the fact that Mr. Perfect has never won the big one, right? He's the Dolph Ziggler, you know what I mean? Let's be real. He's great at everything, better than Dolph Ziggler, by the way. When I say that, okay, microphone, all that, better than Dolph. But they never let Perfect really win nothing of the big matches. He was just that guy that was there to put So Kenny wins this match by default, right? Because they're going to put Kenny over. They're not going to put Perfect over. Why? I don't know. This is a good one. Well, Mr. Perfect edges him out. Witness both best of 7 series. I like to see that. There it is. So, guys, that is my fantasy warfare. I like to bring that back once a month. Okay, here on the Mike Knoxxx Show. I appreciate you guys, the comments, everything coming in here right now. I'm sorry. I got to do it again. I'm sorry.
I have the insights to do it.
Damn, Vaughn will tell you personally. Once the best there is, the best there was, the best ever will be said to me. Hey, Mike Knoxxx, you know you're wrestling. You can't tell me shit. Okay? It don't matter. So, also, I want you to comment, and Vaughn, you can tweet those out. We get the everything you can do for that for me, please. I appreciate that. But guys, y'all know y'all getting old. Y'all know I'm fucking old. What's your excuse? Okay? Hey, baby, what's your excuse? Because it's been 25 years. What they call it? The silver anniversary? The silver of Degeneration X invading WCW. And shout out to Hustle Couple on Instagram. Okay? Shout out to them for being on last night on AEW's Treasures with The Undertaker. I thought that was really dope that they did that because, trust me, as every wrestling fan, there's a reason why I cling on to what Bell King's done first, okay? Because I did it first. I gotta hold on to what I got. Them being on A&E, pretty fucking dope, okay? So I want to give them their props for that, and that's dope to me. And I saw their room before, but the fact they got the shit that would take her, that's a fan's dream right there, that one of your favorite wrestlers can come in your crib and see the shit you got for them. Shout out to them. But 25 years, WCW got invaded by Degeneration X. Some would say the best Degeneration X was this group right here. I personally say give me Shawn, give me Rude, give me China, give me Triple X. But hey, I'm a homer, so what the fuck do I know? Also, this past week, it broke everywhere. We couldn't wait to talk about it because it broke everywhere. And that is Trinity Fatu. Yeah, if you watch Total Divas, only those who watch Total Divas can say this. Okay, if you don't watch Total Divas, you can't refer to her this way. Okay, Flamme Mignon herself is going to Impact Wrestling. I'm saddened by this, to be honest with you. I'd rather her be here than AEW. I think it's better for her here than AEW. Okay, it's closer to home. I'm with her on this. And Dice, I'm not going to take a break as that I was not giving commercials today. Okay? So I'm not going to take a break right now. I will pump the other shows before we get off. All right? But they didn't give me their ad, so I'm not going to rerun an ad. But beautiful, talented. I've always had my love for her. She's my daughter's favorite wrestler. Okay? I So I hate to see her leave for that sake. So my daughter won't get to see her unless she's watching Impact, which I'm quite sure my daughter will not watch. Okay. But hey, she's here. She's going to make her, I believe Dice told me this Friday. It will air on Impact where she will make her debut. But your thoughts about Trinity Fatu signing, that means she's over. She's done. She's gone to Impact Wrestling. And guess what, guys? Doesn't Impact Wrestling still have a deal with AEW? Just saying. I personally also think this a bigger move than Miss Monet, Sasha Banks. What's her damn name? Monet. Okay, going over to some federation that none of us are ever going to see, be up in time to watch, want to care to watch, or any of those kind of things. Because damn it, I just don't understand what they be saying. Hey, now Trinity is still my wife, so let me. What, fella? Please, boy, that ain't your wife. She belongs to a man that's in the bloodline. You trying to get smoked? Okay, you trying to get smoked like that damn jerk chicken I had today. It was banging too. This is a great move for Trend. Everyone that goes to Impact works on their weaknesses and comes back even stronger. Well, her weakness would be her to me anyway, her conditioning. You talking about the 5 moves is all somebody had? I think that's all she had. I've never been big on her as an in-ring talent, but I love the character. So I hope she succeeds in that. And I have nothing but love for her with that. Okay. But make sure you guys, she looks great in her bodysuit. Yes, what bodysuit? Because when you see what she had on, she had like this dog collar on that she had. It was glowing, right? You got Sasha Banks hiding in the crowd. She didn't want nobody to see that she was there as well. So they definitely came out to support her and all support to her and what she does. Make sure you guys check out AEW every single Wednesday, hosted by the Dice Man himself, and always a special guest coming through. We told you last week you want to be a part of this show, then go ahead and reach out to us, see if you guys can get up in this AEW show. Also, Raw and SmackDown every single Saturday morning will be here for you as well as our NXT show hosted by Bad Guy Jack and others as well. If you're an NXT fan, these are the shows for you. We have them all right here on Unpopular Review Entertainment. Now, this is a really touchy subject, and so I will play this.
Some viewers may find the following video disturbing. Viewer discretion is advised.
If I could be serious for a moment, I tussled, that's Dice's word, he likes that word, with whether I should talk about this or not. Because a lot of wrestling fans really, I think sometimes can be lost, right? And we've been wrestling fans for so long. We've been desensitized from things for so long. We kind of don't know where we stand. So I asked a question, which is the title of the show today. And thank you guys for sticking in this long. Is the WWE racist? WWE Vince McMahon and others being sued by former writer, what she calls offensively racist and stereotypical jargon and scripts. Now, I picked this picture for a reason. I was offended when Vince McMahon said, "What's up, my nigga?" And he wore a do-rag. Crime Time, friend of the program. I've interviewed both of the members. I love them, but very, very stereotypical. Bianca Belair. One of the reasons, and Dice, you are a prime witness of mine. I early on said I didn't like her because how they had her acting. She grew on me because of the stories and the what you call them, the vignettes they did on her that made me love her more. And then her love for the kids and everything like that this past to me is where I really fell in love with Bianca Belair. But even one of my skits, girl, right? That's hood. And we're going to read some things later. Hornswoggle, right? The Mexicools. Basically, I made this script to be, the disclaimer here is wrestling has always been racist, right? But here's the realness about this, right? Because I'm not going to say that WWE is racist, right? We live in a racist America, right? The thing is this. It's never been okay to have the buckwheat character. It was never okay for the Saturday Night Live skits with Eddie Murphy. We laughed at them because we know how to be, comedy is subjective. So you have to learn how to desensitize yourself from certain things. We go back on Unpopular Review Entertainment. Just recently, we revamped and redid all the Police Academy movies. And I said, damn, this is really hard to watch. And I'm a guy who don't really tread that line about racism and understand these things. Why I'm not afraid to tackle this subject today. But I watched that and I said, damn, what was funny to me in 1984, 1987, that shit ain't funny now, right? Because we know better. We evolve. So I won't say the WWE is racist. What I will say is that they're out of touch. Okay? And that brings me to this right here, my first slide. On Monday, Bloomberg Law shared the news of the latest lawsuit WWE is facing as former Black female wrestler Brittany Abrams is suing Vince McMahon and others executives for allegedly against her for objecting of her offensively racist and stereotypical jargon used in scripts of Black Muslim wrestlers, including Bianca Belair, Apollo Crews, Mansoor, Shane Thorne, and Reggie. One of the complaints involved current WWE Women's Champion Bianca Belair, who was opposed to lines to put her in scripts like I just used. Girl, but this curse, don't make me take my earrings off and beat your ass. As she felt it made her sound ghetto. The file report states that Belair complained to writers Chris Dunn and Ryan Callahan, but was repeatedly ignored, and the line was put in every single week. Now, again, here I got the white owner of this company openly coming out of a limo talking to a Black wrestler and Booker T, or actually Booker T was there talking to another white wrestler who at the time, let's be real, I've said this from day one. I love John Cena. I'm a John Cena fan. I'm in magazines because of John Cena, but let's be real. I was the Black man in the right place at the right time for a white wrestler bidding over Black music, which was hip hop, which is hip hop. Okay. If that had been a Black wrestler with John Cena's Dr. Thugonomics gimmick, I guarantee you that shit wouldn't have worked, because white wrestling fans would not have adapted to that. Okay. The next slide. Abrams, who began writing for WWE SmackDown and WWE Raw back in 2020, says on multiple complaints she was ignored and that she was pretextually terminated for taking home a WrestleMania branded chair. Wow. I'm sorry, guys. You heard me openly say my WrestleMania was paid for last year by the chairs I took home. She gets fired because of it. She said apparently a common practice among WWE staff that has never come up subsequently consequences. According to the complaint filed by the U.S. District Court for the Eastern District of New York on this past Monday, which was last week, another pitch Abrams attempted to stop was the pitch of Apollo Crews adopting the artificial Nigerian accent. Now, this one really touched on because friend of the program, Urban Sports Scene's own Wale, who's Nigerian, came and said, you know, he is really Nigerian. Right? So it wasn't really a disrespectful thing. But here's the problem with this and other segments like Bianca's. It is stereotypical. Why, when you see a Black man, you have to say, yo, money. Yeah, I mean, I love them because I'm desensitized because I grew up as a wrestling fan. I think most wrestling fans I want you to be the intelligent fan here when I say, I'm not saying they're racist, because they've always done this with every genre. However, we are adults now. We are smarter now. This is the show for the intelligent fan, which means we've evolved. Why do we still have this nonsense today? Why do we still have this? Especially when a wrestler does not feel comfortable doing it. My thing is, why sue now? Well, it happened a year ago, okay? But if I get to the point where Vince McMahon was to step down, again, I'm sure wrestling fans will be happy. Okay? I get that too. But she's going to sue right now because it happened to her just like at the WrestleMania she got fired from. I was there. Okay? So it takes time for these things to come up in court. Z says, WWE is put on t-shirts and sells. I don't know how much validity this has. I bet Belair pockets are fat though. Well, the reason why I want to touch on it, and I'm glad you brought that point up because you know me about when it comes to money. The deposition, which I always tell people, That's what you have to go off on. Again, I go back. I'm not sticking up for Bill Cosby. I'm not defending Bill Cosby. But that first deposition had Hugh Hefner on that deposition. Okay? The deposition states that Bianca Belair was not happy with this and told her that it made her feel like it was ghetto. So, but again, I always tell you, as the wrestler, it is your job to put the show on and you kind of sign up for it. So from there, the Dudleys and Stone Cold represented poor white trash. I don't know about Stone Cold necessarily, the trucker mentality, but the Dudley boys, definitely. And that's why I said the Mexicools, Sheamus even, okay? They have, wrestling has exploited and will exploit nationalities and countries and of origin and religion and race because it's a comic book. Like, I mean, it's, again, I'm not saying it's okay to still do these things so much, but that's the nature of the business. And that's where I go with Redneck Austin. He wore it on his jacket, but he made the jacket. So he considered himself a redneck. That's different. He was okay with it. You know what I'm saying? Iron Sheik, listen, I'm not knocking any of those points, but I want to be honest here when I say, because I thought about this I really tussled. I did use the word again, Dice. If I was going to bring this up today, I really did, because a lot of people don't want to discuss it. And I think, I'm not, are they racist? I'm going to say no again. I'm going to make sure that you hear me when I say that. Okay. But I will say, and there's another ex-writer who recently did an interview who said Vince has to go. PS has to go. And there's just guys in the back that just don't get it. That he's saying, I'm not calling them racist. They're just out of touch. And we talked about this when Vince, remember, go back to the Stampede with the food fight versus the Money in the Bank food fight. The difference in the two, they're out of touch. That don't make them racist, because back then, that's what sold. Again, it doesn't make it right. It doesn't make it right to be Big Bad Mama on TV. Sheldon Benjamin's mama I didn't like those things. I'm not going to sit here and act like, oh my God, those were great. I didn't like them, but it's wrestling, and I'm desensitized from it. That's all I can say, right? But now that we know better, I think we should move on. It's also suggested that Reggie, now wrestling as NXT, should dress and drag, and he could wrestle alongside Carmella, who, by the way, congratulations, Carmella. Okay. Corey Graves got you knocked up. Congratulations. I hope you guys, they got married now, right? So yeah, that's your husband. So yeah, congratulations. I hope the baby goes to turn this time. I hope you have a good, healthy self-pregnancy. Carmella take place on other females. Abraham states that WWE only scrapped the pitch when white individuals complained as well. So again, this is just in the deposition. Doesn't mean that it's true. We won't know this stuff is true until Bianca Belair, Reggie, Apollo, if they're asked to take the stand, right? It's just, we don't, again, but I always think when something is being brought up, if you go back to that first slide, Dice, with Bianca, I want to make sure that I read it right. I'm sorry, the second slide, I apologize for Apollo. That's my fault. Where it says U.S. District Court for the Eastern District of New York. That's not a small claims court, people. Okay, that happened at. So where there's smoke, there's fire. So if Vince can get fired or get rung through the ringer because he got head and paid the girl off for not saying anything, which I personally didn't find that offensive, because again, I hate to say it, those were the times, right? And I'm not saying it's right, but I'm saying his wife is still with him, right? You know what I'm saying? Like the girls agreed to sign the NDA, right? Like, I get it was slimy. It was a dickhead thing, a prickish thing to do, but he didn't break any laws, right? Prince Hakeem. I mean, the list goes on and on and on. Okay. Tone deaf, trying to be edgy, but they go over the edge. Same thing, out of touch. So I'm just gonna say that, guys. Like, a lot to come from this story. I want to hear from you guys. Continue to please comment below. Share this of the show as well, because and WWE is melting pot, bro. It is. I'm like I said, I want to talk about something that I thought people would be afraid to talk about. Okay, and I don't see a bunch of shows talking about it. So what does Mike Knoxxx do? he's going to talk about it. But I want to be very careful in what I say because I do have white listeners. I have black listeners. I have Latino listeners. I have people from the UK that listens. I have, my Indian listeners that are out there as well. So I don't want to offend anybody, but I also have to be real to myself. And I've always given you guys that for 50 years. I'm going to give you what's me. People say, oh, you're fake and you're trying to sell out to get a job at WWE. Have you guys listened to any of my shows? When have I ever not just been me? Right? I'm not here to get a job. Do I want a job at them? Hell yeah. Holler at me.
They know we're here, though. They know we're here. They know we're here.
I know I can do a better job than some of the motherfuckers that got working for them. So I'm going to say that. But at the same time, I got to be real to you. I am a broadcast journalism major. Okay? It disgusts me when people give out fake news. It disgusts me. So people like you guys and people who know that I get on when I talk about, like, what does it say that? I do the same thing to my wife. Okay, my wife a couple weeks ago said, oh, John Cena supported Caitlyn, the girl Caitlyn from Iowa. I said, he didn't say that. I said, show me where it says that at. Show me where John Cena came out and said, forget LSU, I'm supporting Iowa. He ain't that dumb. She went to go find it. It was gone. I do not do fake news. So as this story comes out, we will continue to discuss it more and more as the weeks follow. But God, that's my time here. But I thank you for being here again. Thanks to my crew holding me down backstage. 301 King Vaughn on Twitter. The Dice Man, the Z is silent. Make sure you guys check him out here on Wednesdays as well. Make sure you guys follow the Victorious Ones podcast and all the shows here on Unpop Review Entertainment. Guys, listen, my kids is hungry. It's time for the 76ers without Joel Embiid. So I'm going to go watch some basketball. Do not wake up tomorrow morning and say to yourself, I love me some me. Oh, yeah. How about them Eagles? Go Birds! And don't love God. We out here, y'all. Fingers.
Some viewers may find the following video disturbing. Viewer discretion is advised.
Yeah. Perfect Plex Radio. We about to go live on him. Mike Knoxxx. That's with 3 X's because he's hardcore. Are y'all ready? We about to give y'all something special. You ready? Let's go! At the Monday Night Raw, what you getting in? Perfect Plex Radio, got them listening. Mike Knoxxx, from Cena to The Rock, or whatever wrestler is hot. News to interviews, this a one-stop shop. Matter of fact, let me give you more choices. You could call in and be the voice with the voiceless. So what you waiting on? Let's get it cracking. Let's talk wrestling, that's enough rapping. Perfect Plex Radio. Simply, we about to give y'all something special. You ready? Let's go!